Everybody, thank you so much for stopping by Esteemed Queen and Mentality. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe down below. So, it's a new week, starting all over. I actually enjoyed my weekend. Y'all let me know how y'all's went down below. So, binge watching this weekend on a couple of different things on Netflix. And I finally saw the OJ story. Very interesting. It was in episodes, so it gave me time to break down each one. I want to talk about what we want. A lot of what we want is based off of getting out of our situation. It's based off of what we can do for our families. It's just based on elevating. Of course, that's supposed to happen. We're supposed to want to go further than where we are. And so when we decide that what we want will be what we go after, we have tunnel vision. We don't see nothing but what we want to have transpire to be a reality, whether it's football, whether it's tennis, whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's you just being able to heal from something. We all have something that we want. How I want to look at this is based off of the perspective of what's happening in today's time with what we want. Now, I was watching this whole entire OJ story from start to finish. Some episodes I had to go back because I just really couldn't believe certain things. But let me tell you something. That Kardashian, that ex-husband of Kris Jenner or whoever, he knew something wasn't right. And it's interesting how he was portrayed. He was portrayed as a man that went by the word. He was very big on it doesn't matter how much fame you have. You need to have a spirit in this where you're no bigger than, you need to know what's going on. And so compared to how the rest of the Kardashians were brought up versus, in perspective of how I saw him to portray himself as a father to his kids, boy, it was like marrying the devil. I'm trying to tell you, because believe it or not, a lot of people in the spiritual realm, when it comes into knowing what they want or the truth about what they want, they find that they have to sacrifice a lot of what they have in their sanity and their mindset to be able to achieve those things. And my perspective is this: we can all want to do something. We can all want to do something, but the reason behind it can't always fully make sense, to the outside world. How I look at it from my perspective is this: a lot of what we want, it's going to come with a price. And I honestly feel like from how they portray OJ to be, he was very possessive. A lot of what we want, once we accomplish it, we become very arrogant. We become very arrogant and we feel as if like we can get away with anything. We can slide away with anything. And in reality, karma has no expiration date and it has everybody's address. So no matter where you go, literally when you change your address, karma gets that notification as well. And I honestly feel as if like OJ, he went after everything that he wanted. He wanted what he set his eyes on. He wanted to be that Heisman, and he wanted to have all those accolades, and he very well accomplished those things. But at what price did he have to pay to get them? And that's the thing we have to pay very, very close attention to, is because just as much as we're willing to put our life in the hands of someone else, whether it be a coach, a producer, a business manager, etc., everything comes with a price. And I honestly feel that he became bigger than what he was in his head. And it ultimately cost him, because even though he got off of killing his wife, he still ended up going to prison for some shit that he did, which was stealing his own shit. And when he did that, I honestly felt like they were going to nail him. Like, Whether you paid for it then or you pay for it now, you're going to have to pay that cost. And I feel like a lot of times, especially in the industry, especially like take it from a person with experience. When it comes down to you deciding in front of someone who's ultimately going to make your dream a reality, and you sign your name on that piece of paper, it doesn't matter if they say, look, this is the contract. You want to be a football player? This is the contract. It doesn't matter if they're telling you can throw a ball, which is your reality and your dream, or you can make a musical record. Whatever it is, you got to understand, once you sign your name on that piece of paper, slowly your soul and what you thought you wanted, all of that is going to slowly dissolve. When we put it into somebody else's hands to further our future, to further our career, not knowing if we can do it first for ourselves, we come to a point in a place, especially in the industry is very wicked and evil. You in turn will have to come to the table. You have to take the stand and say, look, whether it's blood or whether whatever it is, you gotta pay one way or another. And just so happens, I honestly believe his wife was stepping out. If she was that possessive based off of if he was that possessive based off of the 911 calls, she still wanted to have her life. She still wanted to go out this, that, and the third. Like, I really can't believe, like, his wife was like 17 or 18 when he met her. He married her when she was 18. So she didn't really grow up. You know what I'm saying? She really didn't go out there and do what everybody else does. She was sucked into the life before she was able to get her foot out the door to even probably go to college, really. So when we think about what it is that we want, we got to ask ourselves, what are the sacrifices that we're going to have to make to get that happiness and to keep it? And I feel like, honestly, when everything was said and done, I think in the midst of all this high-speed chasing and shit that he had going on, he didn't think it was going to turn out that way for him. This is why I say you got to be very, very careful of who you allow to help you with your life, be where you want it to be. You can't figure it out for yourself first. Be very, very sure when you decide to let someone have some type of co-management with you directing yours. Because if I was in the place and position of OJ, you gotta understand, like, OJ called Johnny on the phone, and before he hung up, he said, I killed her good. And he slammed down the phone. He knew. Even then, when they were on the high-speed chase on the freeway, he was going crazy in the back. That only happens when you know you've been sucked in so deep that literally there is no escape. Like, you're going to have to face the reality of, even if someone put a piece of paper in front of you and tell you they can make you as big as what you want, you still got to pay in one way or another. What you really think you want for you, based off of just because of what you see, may not really be your purpose in life. You have to trust the process. You got to trust your journey. Before you were even born into this world, God already had a plan set for you. And when we get to a point, we rocking back and forth and we talking about all this detrimental shit we gonna do to ourselves, that's because we did not trust that what we are to be set out to have done and what our purpose is supposed to do for others, we got off of that track. And when we get off that track, we don't want to face the reality of the consequences, but they're still there. They're still there. When it comes to you wanting to be happy and what you want, I honestly feel like if you do what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, you make sure that you take care of your household, you take care of your livelihood. It's okay for you to read a book or two to figure out what type of things that you want to do. Get some education for yourself. My father used to always be this person to say, not everything you learn is going to be in school. And not everything you're going to learn, a teacher's going to honestly tell you. You're going to have to go and pick up a book for yourself to know the reality of a lot of what they go and sugarcoat and fudge to you in school. And the same thing goes for your happiness. The same thing goes for what you want. In order for you to know really what you want, you really got to know your options. There's more than the NFL out here. There's more than a WNBA. There's more than one state out here. There's more than one job position out here that needs someone to make a difference. And I just feel like if I was to be a football player, it would be in the retrospect of helping kids know, like, there's another way for you to take out all that anger and aggravation. My dad used to tell me when he played football, he used to love getting on that damn field and being able to play, because that was the one place where he could knock the hell out of somebody and he won't even be in trouble for it. You know, if I was to be a football player, that will be my point of view. It's like, look, take your aggravation out some other type of way. You don't have to be out here taking lives to do that, because if you take a life, you might as well go ahead and understand yours is going to have to pay for the one that you sacrificed. And the same thing goes for what we want. We get into it. Especially the music industry. We get into the music industry and all we see is these women out here shaking their ass and doing all this other type stuff because that's what they want. They want that attention. They want that popularity. They want to be seen. But if you really understood, honey, you shaking your ass for less than what strippers make, I would think you would put your clothes on and go get you a job. I would think you would want to go do something else. Look, you can make just as much money writing records for folks than it is for you out here to be shaking your ass, calling yourself a bitch with a K9 in the music video with you. Trust me when I tell you. Trust me what I tell you. Not everything is cracked up for what it is to be. I used to want to, when I was little, I used to always want to, do auditions and stuff. And I still do, but my mindset has changed so much as to where I want to put my talent, because as much as I wanted to be a Disney star, now that I understand MK Ultra, now that I understand the duality, now that I understand like the spells and the wickedness of the industry, it does not bother me not to meet Beyonce. I wouldn't want her standing beside me. She's the most demonic of them all. And I don't give a fuck about bees. When cold season's coming, you can't find them. So I don't care about that. What I'm saying is not everything is what it's cracked up to be just because it's what you want. And if what you want is what it is that's really for you, there would be no such thing as God, but I know it is. And he's the person that's going to save us, a lot of us, from making those bad decisions, so we won't go on those high-speed chases, so we won't be out here killing folks and getting off. But you know what really, really, really had me going? That Kardashian man, he knew from the time it happened to the end that his friend got off. And as righteous as he was, he had a conscience. His conscience told him, at the end, remember when he threw up after the court case? He threw up because it sickened him to know. You know what I'm saying? That, like, for me, that's how you know someone's wicked. If you know what I'm saying? Like, that's happened to me before. You know, if there's a wicked spirit around you and you feel it, but you don't know, like, that's what happens. Like, it comes up, it comes out of you. And that's what happened to Kardashian. It's just like, he knew it. Because even at the end, when it was all said and done, the caption even said that he didn't really speak to him so much after everything was said and done. And what do you say to someone so wicked that you know got off? You got to understand that empty souls not going to understand how to relate to someone who has a conscience. So as much as we want to have friends in high places and we want to have what we want, not everything we want is really for us. Grass ain't always greener on the other side. And just because you think he's a knight in shiny armor, turn on the light, because he may just be an idiot in tinfoil. Relax on what you want and watch what the universe brings to you. And you will find that when you trust, if you trust the brim of the universe and you trust your higher power, there's no need for you to want what you want. All of that is cardinal. All of that is worldly. At the end of the day, you can't take all that money with you. So what's the point of you having all that money? That's greed. That's wicked. So check what you want, because the truth about it is it may not be really what you need. A lot of us need more friends that are encouraging to us, to support us, to keep us going so we can make our own. Then we need someone giving us money and then telling us, well, I gave you the money, so now you need to go and grow and grow and grow and grow. No, we all know that we need the grass to be warm to be able to plant seeds. So how dare you in the middle of the cold, in the middle of the winter, tell me I need to plant so you can see your money? No, now I'm working for you. No, know what you want. Know what you want. Know what you want. And when you think that is what you want, just write it down and keep it on a piece of paper. Still go on by your day and do what you're supposed to do to be able to help yourself maintain. And I'm telling you what I know. I used to speak over what I want. And certain things I used to say, universe, if it's for me, you'll bring it to my attention. If it's not, I ain't gonna miss it. It's not gonna bother me if I don't see it. And in due time, so much came to me that was more apparent for me to have and to keep than it was for me to be like, yeah, that's cool, but I want what I want. No, honey. He can be the finest man in the world. That don't mean he'll be good to you. You can have the nicest car on the street, but can you afford a note? You can have the biggest house, but if you can't even keep a 1-bedroom apartment clean, why you want a 10-bedroom house? Check what you want, because sometimes what you want is not what you need.
The depths of the media sees no evil. Buildings crashing 9/11, no sake for the people. Children take to everything. Others willing to feel anything just to say they were there. Boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, domestic violence. Do you care? When the curtains close, your head hangs low. You're wishing someone was there. Just turn to me for relief. I know how you feel. I am you. You are me. We share symptoms of the black sheep. Aren't you aware?
This image, I remember howling winds, nights trying to hustle to 10 degrees, ash on my knuckles. Coke in my long john, sipping on the brisk. A tall glass of nigga, please, who get a sip of this? Coke in my long john, slave to the sin. Call me young coke there if the cops try to frisk. I may get a grip, I may get a grip. I may slapping 20s, lots of tails and some shrimp. I used to bump Wayne all day as a pimp, now I'm past Wayne Drake and going in.